now that I have now that I have moles, I can use my balanced equation. Because my balanced equation tells me that 1 mole of nitrogen is how many moles of NH3? 2 moles of NH3. And where do we get that relationship? It's in the balanced equation. This is 1 mole of nitrogen, 2 moles of ammonia. But I'm not finished yet, am I? It says how many grams of NH3. So how do I go from moles of NH3 to grams? 1 mole of NH3 is what? Where did I get the 17 from? Added them up, right? Nitrogen's 14, and each hydrogen is 1. 14 plus 3 gives me 17. What is it? Hello?
It's like
38 point, so we'll just call it 39 grams for 2 sig figs of ammonia. Okay? So how many steps?
4.
3. Molar mass, balanced equation, molar mass. 3 steps. To go from mass of one thing to mass of something else. Okay?
Write that all down again. Like step by step, like how?
Molar mass.
No, not like that.
Write it out again.
No. I just said break it down again. Right?
Break it down.
Yeah. So you did 30.
You don't want me to dance, though.
No. I mean the problem, not you. I want to learn this, not trying to cover myself from dancing.
Starting with grams of nitrogen, right?
Yes.
I don't know what else to do, so I'm going to convert it to moles. How's that? Easy enough? How do I go from grams to moles? Molar mass. We learned that the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a molar mass for nitrogen is 28 grams of N2 is 1 mole of N2.
Okay, and you did the 28 because you multiplied that.
14 times 2 gives me 28. Because there's 2 nitrogen atoms there, right? We learned that last week. Then to convert moles of nitrogen to moles of ammonia, I use the balanced equation. 1 to 2. Okay? This step right here can only be done from the balanced equation. Okay? Then once I have moles of ammonia, then I use the molar mass again. 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogens gives me 17 grams. Okay?
We're gonna do another one, right?
No, we're done. No. Y'all are going to do something. Y'all work on this one for a minute. Remember, grams to moles using molar mass, then use the balanced equation, and then use another molar mass. Everybody recognizes there's only one place to start, right? Oh, 45.8 grams of Fe2O3. Is that where we all want to start?
Yes.
Right.
So what has to go on bottom first?
So, grams.
Grams of Fe2O3 has to go on bottom, right? Well, what can I convert grams into?
Moles.
I can convert grams into moles so that 1 mole of Fe2O3 has a mass of about 160 grams. Where did I get that 160 from? periodic table, right? 2 irons and 3 oxygens. That's the molar mass. We talked about that in class. Okay? So what do we have? Grams of Fe2O3 cancer. So now we have moles. Once we have moles, what can we use? Now we have moles, we can use our what?
Mole-to-mole ratio.
Mole-to-mole ratio from the balanced equation. Okay? This is on top. Moles of Fe2O3 has to go on bottom because it was on top. Well, how many moles of it?
2.
And where's the 2 come from?
To the balance equation.
Coefficient of the balanced equation. What do I want to change Fe2O3 into? I want to change it into oxygen, don't I? Well, how many moles of oxygen is there?
3.
3. Where did these 2 numbers come from?
Balance equation.
The balanced equation. Okay, we're almost there.
How did you get 3 moles of O2? Oh, on this side.
Okay, what do we have left to do? We have to convert 1 mole of O2 is 32 grams of O2. Where do I get that from? Periodic table. It's O2, right? So there's 32 grams.
For the Fe2O3, do we have to round up or can we just?
No, the answers are going to come out slightly different if you don't round off. Because we use 159.6 or something, 4, whatever it was.
What's up?
Yeah. 3 sig figs. 3 sig figs. Close enough. Okay? 3 steps. Molar mass conversion, molar-mole ratio, then another molar mass conversion. Okay? I think you guys haven't practiced on the homework, so you don't know how to do molar mass conversion. Right? Ain't my first rodeo. I know what's going on. Gotta practice.
So I have a question unrelated. On the periodic table, it looks like you were rounding up some of these
I did. I just rounded
and
them
not
off.
others. Is there a rule to know which ones you do?
No. I mean, this one I knew was going to be pretty close, plus it's 3 sig figs, and I had 3 sig figs here. This one actually is 32.0. All right? I normally will use the same number of sig figs as I started with. That's what I do. I'm not going to sit there and enter in all 6 digits that are on the periodic table. It's a pain in the butt. When I only started with 3 sig figs, it's not. Those other digits aren't significant. Bless you. Okay? One more. Now we've done a couple. You guys should knock this out. Well, at least be able to do it somewhat. All right. Where are we going to start? 13.1 grams of H2O. Where do we want to be? We want to be grams of oxygen, so we want to go like that, right? But I can't do that until I get to where?
No.
I got to be in mold. So, fair enough?
Yes.
Where'd I get that?
Periodic table.
Periodic table, right? 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen gives me 18. Now what? Now I have moles. 2 moles of water is 1 mole of oxygen. Where did I get that?
Balanced equation.
From the coefficients in the balanced equation, right? Now what? I have moles of oxygen, but I want grams. 1 mole of oxygen is
32 grams of oxygen.
32 grams of oxygen.